Hello everyone, and welcome to something new on the channel. This is the F1 Esports Challengers, or Challenger Series as you may have heard previously. So, if you've never heard of the Challengers, then essentially what it is, a 10-round online championship started in December of 2020 for the fastest qualifiers from the F1 Esports Series qualification events. So, the top 6 drivers of each platform will have a chance to sign for a team, an F1 Esports team, for the 2021 Pro Series. So, obviously that's my aim, to get into esports, so this is the route that you have to take. So, as I said then, it's a 10-round online championship, but it's actually 5 events. So there's 2 races per event, with the first race being a 25% race with a short qualifying session, and then the second race being a one-shot quali, which is interesting. But yeah, and then that's followed up with another 25% race. So personally, I'm not the biggest fan of that format. I don't think one-shot qualifying is very good for competitive racing. I think the fastest drivers won't always be on pole because some drivers take longer to warm up. They may need a few laps, and obviously one-shot quali you only get 1 lap. But yeah, I think they should have just done a short qualifying and then a 50% race. That's pretty standard. I think there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it is what it is. We have to do it. So, yeah, the first round being in Vietnam, followed by China. 2 pretty terrible tracks in my opinion. But the pace was good. In practice, I was looking quite fast. I put enough practice in. Apart from on the day, actually, I got home quite late. I think about 30 minutes before the event, so that wasn't ideal. As we set a 32.192 banker, which is pretty awful compared to practice. Maybe a bit of nerves as well. It's quite a tight track. First round of the season, we didn't want to print the wall or get wing damage, so yeah. You may have seen my video a few weeks back where I did the test race around Australia, where we got pole and won by quite a margin. It seemed quite dominant, but don't be fooled by that. The drivers in this are really quick. There's some notable names like Alessio De Capua, Sven Zerner, former esports drivers, so yeah, it's definitely going to be a big challenge, but of course we are aiming to win, although you do only need top 6, which I think should be fairly comfortable. Of course we want to make a good impression on all the teams, so we want to win, but we'll see how that goes. So this 32.2 pretty much that we've done as our banker is still a provisional pole right now, which is surprising. Oh, as we just get beat by BSR Kevin, but yeah, for anyone wondering, the PS4 pole was a 31.7, a low 0.7, and the Xbox pole was a 32.0, if I remember correctly. So yeah, PS4 side looking quick. Not sure what happened to the Xbox side. I thought they'd be doing quicker than that. I know some of the drivers over there are really quick, so yeah, I don't know. But coming through the final corner now, we should be into the 0.9s as long as we take this final corner well, and we do. But it's not provisional pole. Ruben does a good lap there, 31.907, almost into the 0.8s. But yeah, honestly, when I did these laps, I was wondering why was I so slow. Normally I'd be doing 0.9 bankers, maybe even 0.8. And then second lap I would be doing 0.7, and then my final lap I'd be hoping to do a 0.5. But yeah, I guess just nerves, caution, all plays a part, whereas it doesn't in practice. So skipping on to our final lap then, we actually planned to do 2 runs. The second one, if we invalidate the first run, which the chances are quite high to do that because you have to cut the chicanes to get a fast lap, but obviously then you run the risk of getting that invalidation. So we put enough fuel in to do another run if we mess up the first one. But yeah, we kind of went slow on the outlap, got the timing wrong, and now we don't have time for 2 laps. So I've got extra fuel in the car. I'll get less track evolution compared to if I was to go over the line at, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds left. I'm sure there's not that much difference, but there's probably a difference. So anyway, taking you on board with a lap length, braking at the 100-meter board, down into third gear. You want to not touch the curb, but we actually go too deep there. Making sure not to run out wide here, because the stewards were looking out for people doing that, and then you want to take as much curb as I did there. Both of them curbs you want to go over, and we do not gain any time in the first sector, which is absolutely brilliant. Coming into the chains then, you want to make sure you cut as much as possible, which we saw. No, we don't really cut as much as we could there, but yeah, I can just tell from watching this back, this was just nerves. I could definitely cut both of them curbs more. I probably gained a tenth from it, but yeah, I just didn't want to get invalid. I probably seen that I wasn't on pole, and I didn't want to just go all guns blazing. So yeah, down the longest straight on the track, probably the best overtaking opportunity, braking hard into this hairpin, first gear, and we take that pretty nicely actually, gained about half a tenth. But yeah, overall that's been a pretty average sector 1 and 2. But we still have one more sector to try and take advantage of and get into pole position. To the left-hander, and then the right, you want to go as close to the wall as possible, which we do. We do that pretty nicely, and then jump over this curb, and then jump over the right-hand curb as well. And this has been a pretty nice sector 3 so far. Sliding around that corner into fourth, we take that pretty nicely, and then the final corner as close to the wall as you can, not hitting the wall on the exit, and we come across the line to do a 31.8, which isn't really a good lap at all, but yeah, I'm not going to complain with that. Provisional pole. So as you can see then, we do take pole with a 31.8, and it was actually really close. I think from P2 to, if I can stop checking everyone's lap times, I think it was from P2 to P6, all did a 0.9. Yeah, it was. So it's going to be a really close race. I can see some slipstream trains forming for sure. But yeah, let's just get into it. So 3, 4, 5 red lights for the first round of the F1 Esports Challengers. Do we get a good start? Yes, we do. We did not bottle the start. And we are going to lead into turn 1, which is quite... No, it's not really important, is it? There's a massive straight that we'll probably get overtaken on, so... Yeah. We maintain the lead, which is always great, but Alessio De Capua has got into second place. And he's pretty fast, so I don't think we're going to break... We're going to break away. I don't think we can pull a second gap. We could probably try, but if it doesn't work out and we have no ERS, we're just going to be a sitting duck on the straight. Something important to note is that I'm in the Mercedes, which is right at the start of the pit lane, and the normal, I think retail build, what they call it, doesn't have no ghosting in the pits, which means people can get held. There's like a glitch where a car just drives past your pit lane, and then for some reason it just doesn't release you for like another half a second, which I won't spoil, but you'll see that happen later in this race. So skipping on to lap 4 then, we maintained the lead. I think Alessio was just saving ERS fuel tyres behind me, but we're actually going to go into the pits this lap. There's a big train right now, and we don't want to get undercutted by everyone behind, which could happen. So we decided to just be safe, stop that from happening. We'll be the first one in, and Alessio stays out, and VSR Kevin. So we have to make sure we undercut them, get a good outlap, use some ERS, and we should be clear of them fine. But yeah, coming into the pits now, there's quite a few cars behind me, but we should be fine, right? I mean, the Red Bull goes past, and we've not been released, and now they finally release me. Okay, but that's fine. I mean, that's not much, right? We still come out, first car on the train, all is well and good. What? Never mind. So now we are no longer the effective race leader. In total, we lost probably about a second, maybe more, from being held there, and we're almost out of DRS of the Haas, so absolutely brilliant. or a way to throw your race in the bin. This is just a problem with just races like these. There's nothing I could have done. Up until that point, I took pole, I stayed in the lead, I came into the pits, and now I'm, well, you'll see what position I come out in, but yeah, kind of disappointing that this can happen with so much on the line. But yeah. So coming on to the end of the next lap then, Kevin and Alessio pit, and we have got an undercut, so maybe there's a slight hope that we might be ahead of the... We're in fourth. We're in net fourth after pitting from the lead in an esports race. Thank you, Cody's. That's all I have to say. So, after doing nothing wrong, we're now in fourth, and because of the slipstream train, you'll see we will never close. We will never make an overtake, really. We just have to hope that they battle ahead of us, maybe have a collision. But yeah, pretty disappointing, as I said, that we've pretty much lost a chance of the win. You may be thinking I'm crazy saying we've lost a chance of the win when you can literally see the leader right there on your screens. But yeah, the chances of an overtake, I'd have to send a dive bomb, which with these high stakes I don't need to do. I need top 6. It's not like that only one driver progresses into the draft selection. So yeah, I just gotta deal with it and then move on and see what we can do from here. So literally nothing happens for like what is it, like 6 laps? I don't even know. But yeah, we decide to use up all of our ERS and try and make a move on Kevin. But as you can see, we literally barely gain anything. We send a half-hearted move down the inside. Well, I don't know why I did it. That was kind of stupid. Lucky I didn't lose wing. Almost spin on the exit because the tires are dead. And yeah, we can't get through. Alessio is starting to break away from Ate. I don't really know how to say that. And yeah, Kevin can't get close enough to the Haas. Let's just call him the Haas. So yeah, we're kind of just stuck right now. So going on to the last lap, it looks like we're going to get 4th. Quite disappointing, as I've probably said like 8 times now. But yeah, it happens. It's only one race out of 10. Can't get much worse, right? So yeah, skipping towards the end of the final lap, where Kevin actually decides to go for a move on the Haas. I thought maybe they could hit one another and I could just slide through, but no, I just don't get the exit. Tires are dead, and yeah, we're gonna come home in 4th place. You know, I don't even want to talk about it. Let's just move on to China. Hopefully things go better. So going into China one shot, then the first thing you always want to do is make sure you put your setup on, or go to track straight away if you're dumb. So to explain what happened, I went to check the weather in the race, and that button is X, I believe, if you're on Xbox. But anyway, yeah, I clicked that button and it turns out it's the same button as go to track. So now I'm using no setup. I kind of need a miracle to happen here. But you know, you never know. Maybe we could end up maybe 10th, 11th. You never know. We might be able to scrape some points. Yeah. 2.2 seconds off pole. So by this point you're wondering, okay, Josh, you idiot, how are you supposed to compete in the race? being 2 seconds off the pace. Well, the answer is we didn't. we did not compete at all. If you look at the mini-map, we are, well, a little bit too far behind, to say the least. So, yeah, there's only one thing to do. I just had to do this. I couldn't go on any longer. So, yeah, as you can see, we're in 7th after event 1. Considering we had a chance for a win taken away from us in round 1, and then not scoring any points in round 2. It could be worse, remembering that we need top 6. But you know, we're not in top 6 right now. But yeah, still 8 more races to go, and I'm confident that we can get back up to the top. I'm still hoping to win, but obviously we've made it just a little bit harder for ourselves now. But yeah, I hope you all have enjoyed. I'll be back with round 3 and 4, which is, I believe, on the 28th of January. And I should be uploading in between then, if I can be bothered. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.